Welcome to TechRill. Today we are going to explore how to personalize our experience with the GitHub Copilot in .com chat. This personalization experience supported in the .com chat or the chat functionality available throughout the github.com platform. Let us see how we can personalize our Copilot chat in the .com. We have this immersive view, and also we have the chat support as part of all repositories and the different organizations. Let us start from the immersive view where we have a complete screen for chat. So let me start first the question. Write a function for email validation. It's a simple function I am asking Copilot. And right now Copilot came with a function in a PY mode. Those who are not used to chat recently, you may see a different experience here. All the files which is proposed by GitHub Copilot is going to open in a new file window adjacent to your chat conversation. Here you have the option to download this file and also copy the complete code. You can hide this file and move completely into the chat experience. In case the file needs to be opened again, click on this icon to open this file back. Here we have asked a question, write a function for email validation, and Copilot came up with the suggestion in Python. One or the other default languages it's getting set. But as a user, I always work on .NET or Java or PHP. I may have my preference. Instead of writing my preferred language always as part of the prompt, if there is an option to set centralized my preferences, that will help me to converse with the Copilot in a more effective way. So for that, you can do a personalization by clicking on these three dots here. Go for personal instructions. Here, I am providing Copilot the first instruction. Always provide code in C#. So I want Copilot to provide the code in C#. Also, I am telling a new role for Copilot. You are a C# developer with 10 years of experience. I'm asking Copilot to act in a role of a C# developer with 10 years experience while he responds to me, and always use the C# as my coding language. Save the instruction. I'm going to use the same prompt again. This time it will be based on our instruction. As you can observe, it came up with the C# as my core language, and open the complete C# file for email validation with the multiple methods. One method for validate email, the other main with a couple of emails for testing this method or invoking the isValid email method. Let us add some more instructions to GitHub Copilot. Let me go ahead and update it. I will be adding a bunch of instructions for making it more developer-centric, explain in my own language, and add some smileys at the end. So as Copilot is my pair programmer, I am expecting Copilot to make little bit smile on my face. Let me ask Copilot to explain the above code in detail. This time you can see the style of explanation coming from Copilot. It's Malayalam, it's a native language which I use, and it's added some smileys for making my interaction with the Copilot a little more fun and entertaining. And it start explaining where it's taken each of the namespaces, class definition which is code level in English, and the explanation. Wherever it's need a detailed explanation, use the native language. The remaining area it's used English. That is what I looked at the end. It's added a little bit of smiley for coding is fun, or some kind of funny interaction, just like any great friend will do exactly the same pattern it's shown. This instructions, the personalization we have done right now, is applicable for all the chat interfaces throughout your github.com. So I'm right now in another repository, another org and repository, where I'm going to ask Copilot to explain a file. Let me just add one file here. Under API, I have a bunch of files. So let me just search for property. I don't want the entire folder. I need one controller only. So I have added this controller, that is enough. And asking Copilot, explain the functionality of this controller. That is what I am looking at. As I set the personalized instruction, Copilot is following that. It said a hi to me first with a smiley, and it started explaining the code in my native language, Malayalam. And at the end, I am expecting a smiley back to me. A statement saying that now you understand everything. It will be easy for you to go ahead. You can customize or personalize the Copilot interactions either from this immersive view, 3 dots, and go for personal instruction, or from any of the chat interface in your .com. There is a 3 dots on top saying that conversation options. Click on that. You have a customized Copilot that will show you the customization elements. You are wondering how to add new coding instructions. Don't worry, Copilot is having support there as well. If you notice the personal instructions window, you have a Copilot or idea icon is appearing here. Click on this idea icon. You have the options for role level communication or code preferences. So let me just add first one as code preferences. Use this library for purpose and write conscious technical code following this pattern. So it's provided a detailed example. Let me just see how the role will looks like. Role also I have added, and the communication. Now let me just go ahead and update it. Personalized settings based on the help from Copilot I have set. So let me just save this one and ask Copilot again to explain. Let me attach the property controller once again. And go back here, explain the controller. This time it's supposed to explain in French with whatever the information I have passed. So it start explaining in French with the sample code and the explanation one after the other. Copilot Chat Personalization help us to make Copilot act just like how you need, as a friend with a proper local language, or an expert in a specific technology area, or an SME from a domain aspect, or a teacher who is guiding you to learn a new technology. Decide how you want Copilot to interact with you and personalize accordingly. Try it out and share your stories. Thank you.